At this time, I want to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to kind of go back into the space of startups for a bit here this morning. You heard me mention earlier some of the unique partnerships that AgriNovus has been able to cultivate over the last year or so, and I very specifically mentioned the Generator gBETA program. We were really excited by the opportunity to partner with them, Milwaukee-based organization, but who clearly had worked alongside the Indiana Economic Development Corporation and its leadership to really begin to spur entrepreneurial thinking and support very early stage companies in building their technology plans, their go-to-market plans, thinking about their customers, et cetera. One of the things that was interesting to us, though, to start was realizing that many times the gBETA Accelerator model tends to be industry agnostic, meaning you might have a company that is focused on a dog walking service that is being mentored right alongside a drone technology digital agriculture program or plan. And what we really appreciated about their openness and their flexibility was to really sort of dream up a first of its kind for gBETA and for Generator Ag+Bio+Science cohort, and to also very intently focus on Indiana homegrown entrepreneurs and growth stage companies. So when we think about the space of entrepreneurship, we know that, as you saw earlier today, there are incredible startups that we've had the great fortune of bringing to Indianapolis who are coming from Des Moines, who are coming from other parts of the Midwest, and who have come from as far away as Estonia. We like that opportunity to make introductions, connect them to all of you in the room. That's an important part of really building this ecosystem. But at the end of the day, another very important part is actually, again, creating that funnel, building a pipeline, and thinking about the startup activity that takes place right here. And so being able to orchestrate this very dedicated mentorship program these last 7 weeks with gBETA has been an outstanding partnership with us. And it could not be done, not just without an AgriNovus partnership, but again, state of Indiana stepping in, and also 2 of our board members and board investors, Beck's Hybrids and Ag Seed, who not only helped in supporting the endeavor, but I think sometimes what gets lost, John, as I'm looking at you, people often think about the dollars that go into these types of programs, but many times it's the personal time. It's the mentorship that executives, other people who have built successful companies, research and development leaders put into that experience that these entrepreneurs need in terms of coaching, in terms of just mental encouragement and support, polishing of presentation styles, really hoping that my clicker works the way that it's supposed to work, and how do I get all that done in 5 minutes? That takes a lot of coaching, and it takes a lot of people and a lot of help. So I am really pleased that the gBETA cohort has finished their 7 weeks. They culminated their program last night at a pitch night event here in Indianapolis, and we're thrilled that the 5 companies and their program manager, Jeff Zentz, are here with us today, and we're going to let each one of them give you a very short 3-minute introduction to them and their companies. So Jeff, would you come on out and please join me in welcoming the gBETA team. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Beth. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you all being here today. As Beth said, I'm Jeff Zentz. I am the Indiana director for gBETA here. And what gBETA is a pre-accelerator designed for early stage companies with local roots. We have a 7-week program that is completely free to the companies that we work with. And our goal is to help them get into either an equity-based accelerator or raise a round of funding. Based on that success, like Beth alluded to, we had the opportunity to develop a partnership with AgriNovus and Ag Seed and Beck's Hybrids to bring this ag bioscience cohort to reality here in Indiana. it's been really exciting for us because we are typically, our programs are industry agnostic, so we can run the gamut of companies that come through our programs, but to be able to really focus on an industry-specific cohort has been really enriching for us. I think it's been enriching for the companies that we've worked with, and you're going to get to see kind of what we've been working on for the past 7 weeks with them. But we're really lucky to have such great sponsors. We could not have done this program without their guidance and help. It's more than the dollars, like Beth said. We had people from both AgriNovus and Beck's in our cohort interviews. We've had mentorship from Ag Alumni Seed and other connections that they've been able to make that we could not have done had it not been for that partnership. So we're just thankful to be here. And with that, I'd like to shut up and showcase the great talent that we've got to work with this fall. So first, I'd like to bring up Joanne from Phytoption to tell you a little bit about her company.
Good morning. My name is Joanne Zhang, co-founder and CEO for Phytoption. Today, I'm going to talk about using natural flowers to make clean label food. So, what is a clean label food? If you go to the grocery store, you pick up something from the packaged food line, you will see the label like this. There's a lot of synthetic chemicals or chemically treated ingredients in it. Would it be nice to change to the label like this? We are using the natural flowers to replace those emulsifiers and the texturants and make it as simple and clean like old-time grandma used to make. That's the clean label food. Raise your hand if you like the second label. Great. Most of you are in the 80% of all consumers who prefer clean and healthy food. However, the manufacturers don't always have the good, natural, and functional ingredients to make that happen. To solve the problem, we create Flora. Flora is a series of natural flowers made from rice, corn, and pea, without any chemical treatment, without any allergen and GMO. It is currently patent pending. Manufacturers simply use Flora to replace the emulsifiers and the texturing agent in their current food without any modification on the processing, and also at similar cost. So I'm excited to announce that we have already 7 food manufacturers across the country piloting Flora. They are making a variety of food. We simply sell Flora ingredients to those food manufacturers. The market size is significant. Food application represent $6 billion annually. Not anyone know that. Not many people know that specialty flowers are used in beauty and personal care products as well. If we expand the product line and market penetration, it will be $18 billion. So far, we have received $1.2 million from the National Science Foundation. With that, we are able to develop the product, optimize it, build pilot production, and have customers on board. We are working on the scaling up of the manufacturing. So today, I'd like to have your help to help us to connect with food manufacturers, not limiting to dressing, ice cream, creamer. Any food manufacturers you know, we'd like to have your help, connect with. My co-founder and myself both have over 20 years of experience in the food and the chemical industry. I was a director at Praxair before I full-time managed Phytoption. I had hands-on experience managing marketing, supply chain, R&D, and finance. Our co-founder, Dr. Yao, is a professor at Purdue Food Science Department. We have scientists and advisory board helping the whole process. So our team not only understands the pain as consumers, we also understand the pain as manufacturers. Flora is the first of its kind natural flower, can help to make our foods natural again, just like grandma used to make. Thank you.
Thanks, Joanne. Next, I'd like to introduce John from Vancoe Ag Technologies.
Well, come on, give some more there. I'm John Masco, and I'm with Vancoe Ag Technologies as CEO and co-founder, and I'm happy to introduce to you today LeafSpec. LeafSpec is a non-destructive leaf scanning technology that measures the nutrient, water, and chemical composition of a plant in real time. Also pleased to announce that we are in collaboration with Beck's Hybrids with our first commercial projects, and with Tyrannus as our delivery platform for the technologies we provide. Agriculture is about speed of action. And that speed of action is determined upon what product are we putting down, what's the right amount, where's the placement, and the route and the timing of it. And I'm going to be focusing today on nutrient management. With our LeafSpec, with the commercial product right today, is that we have to go out and scout a field, pull the leaves out, and it normally takes about 2 to 7 days to get the results from the test lab. And what we are doing is with LeafSpec, we're reducing that time frame from days to hours. The LeafSpec scanner is a handheld device that a crop consultant can walk into the field and start scanning leaves to work on data density and see how many different plants can be geo-referenced. The way we start this with is we have a scouting map looking at areas of interest, where the crop scout can go through and start looking at those areas. They'll scan a leaf. In our leaf technology, we collect 13.5 million data points on each leaf that is then geo-referenced. We then push that data up to the cloud, where it is then processed to delineate variation across the field, and an application map is then prescribed to the grower within hours versus days of a current method. When implementing this technology along with delivery systems, we've been able to improve yield by over 100% and reduce the input costs by 30 to 60%. The way our program works is that the scanner itself is a $5,000 investment, and then we have the analytical models that go along with it on $12,500 per year to work with that. Right now, we are planning on a limited release this coming year with 100 units going out so that we can start working to build more databases with it. We have 2 pilot projects, and we already have 20 scanners already spoken for the coming year. We're addressing the corn market in the Midwest on agronomists and crop consultants, and there are about 13,000 of them in this area, and with the target price of $17,500, we have an addressable market of around $227 million. As we build more models beyond corn, looking at hemp, other crops, we see that we have an addressable market of $1.9 billion to work with. We're looking for help from people like yourselves, from crop consultants, agronomists, and collaborator businesses as we build models and get into the marketplace. I'm John Masco. I've got 30 years of agricultural business experience. I come from a generational family farm, and I've worked all the way from the original crop scout all the way to implementing technologies within the industry nationally and worldwide. The technology is developed out of Purdue with Dr. Jan Jin. We have exclusive worldwide license for agricultural production and research. We believe that the LeafSpec technology will allow us to improve the speed of action for the right amounts at the right time and the right quantities and placement in the industry. And seeing the results of that allows us to work and make a big impact within the area. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Next, I'd like to bring up Tricia from Ringco.
I'm Tricia Ringer, co-founder and CEO of Vancoe. Vancoe's tracked utility carriers, compact, versatile, and accessible design allows landscapers to increase equipment utilization while replacing specialty vehicles. I'm excited to announce that we are officially accepting pre-orders. There are 3 major problems in the landscaping industry. The first is a labor shortage, because it's hard to find those people that are willing to put in the hard work and break a sweat in the industry. Also, there's a huge investment cost in equipment. Landscapers do a variety of jobs, and some of these jobs require specialized equipment. Some of this equipment can cost up to $30,000 and still sit unused for half the year. Plus, they're heavy and a little hard to transport, and this results in increased fuel costs and lower margins for landscapers. That is why we created the tracked utility carrier. Vancoe's tuck allows landscapers to double productivity by doing 2 jobs at once. For example, with the tuck, landscapers can clear a path and spread mulch at the same time. The tuck utilizes common attachments, many of which the landscapers already have. This not only raises efficiency, but it allows landscapers to work year-round with the same piece of equipment by simply adding snow and ice removal attachments. We built the tuck on 3 principles: compact, simple, and safe. Its compact size places the tuck in the bed of a short bed truck and a service van. Its simple control utilizes a single joystick, minimizing training time. And its safe technology measures for potentially dangerous inclines and automatically reduces the operational speed of the vehicle. And it's smart. There's a remote control app, and the tuck is autonomous ready. We would love introductions to potential customers and partnerships and equipment distributors. We are the team to take the tuck to market. My husband Chad and I have previously built a manufacturing company that has a license with Toyota. My experience is in market research and communications. Chad is a proven innovator with 21 patents and is the creator of the tuck. And John brings experience from companies like Case New Holland and Caterpillar, where he led product groups. He also led the largest privately held landscape company in Indiana. We are an experienced team of passionate people committed to bringing innovation through design and manufacturing. We are Vancoe. Thank you.
Thank you, Tricia. Next up, I'd like to introduce Anthony from Progeny.
Hello, my name's Anthony Hurst. I'm founder and CEO of Progeny. Let's see here. And we make software that helps agronomists monitor crops using really low-cost, off-the-shelf drones. So unfortunately, today, over 800 million people regularly go entire days without food. That's 1 in every 9 people on the planet. And this problem will get worse as our population grows and we're forced to deal with climate change. So we need to find ways to increase crop yields with less land and resources. And what is the primary way that we increase crop yields? Well, we have to do field trials, where we try to find the next new fertilizer or variety of corn or soybean that yields higher with less inputs. Unfortunately, the way that we currently do field trials is extremely outdated. Basically, an agronomist with a graduate degree spends hours walking through thousands of small plots and subjectively scoring them on a 1 to 10 scale for health. This is too slow, labor-intensive, and prone to human error to take us where we need to be to feed the world in the future. This is why we made Progeny. Progeny is the only commercial software designed specifically for doing field trials, but with really low-cost, off-the-shelf drones. All an agronomist needs to do is bring their drone and laptop to the field, and then in 15 minutes, the drone can automatically fly over and capture hundreds of high-resolution images of their trial. And then Progeny will convert these images into measurements of plant growth and health, like the number of plants in each plot, how big they are, how green they are. But it'll do this 10 times faster and more accurately than any other drone or human-based approach to date. All of this can be done in under an hour in the field on a laptop with no internet connection. And this will allow agronomists to do more field trials in a season, but with less manual labor and without having to worry as much about the quality of their data. So since Progeny's launch this past April, we already have 6 customers, including the director of the Iowa Crop Improvement Association. We've generated over $18,000 in revenue, and we're growing quickly. We also have a 3-year contract with Sony, which we're really excited about. And we'd love your help growing Progeny through introductions to agronomists and leaders in digital agriculture. My co-founder, Dr. Katie Rainey, is an associate professor of soybean breeding and genetics in the agronomy department. We've been working on this technology for the past 7 years. We're world leaders, and we know how to leverage the amazing professional network at Purdue to make this technology a reality. So if you remember one thing from this talk, it should be that food security is a global crisis, and Progeny is a scalable software solution that can help address this issue at its core. Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony. And last but not least, I'd like to bring to the stage Nick from Market Wagon.
Hi, I'm Nick Carter, co-founder and CEO of Market Wagon. Our platform powers online farmers markets with both the technology and the logistics required to transact local food online. We've operated farmers markets online in 6 cities. We've sold $2 million worth of local food direct from farmers and artisans to the consumers who are increasingly demanding this food. The demand for local food in the market continues to grow, but what a lot of people don't realize is that local food transaction or directly sourced food still represents less than 1% of the US food spend. This huge unmet demand in the marketplace represents a key part of the strategy that we can have as an industry to keep next generation farmers on the farm and to bring first generation farmers into the industry. But in order for that to happen, it has to be actually scalable, manageable, and profitable. So we created an online farmers market experience, tapping into the e-commerce grocery segment, making it easy for the consumers to transact this stuff. But we didn't just stop at e-commerce technology, because food is a complex logistics challenge too. And the solutions that have existed to date for farmers to get into this, like farmers markets and CSAs, are really cumbersome and difficult to manage. So we built a platform that powers all of the intricate details of food logistics, like inbound flow, temperature segmentation, order assembly, substitution processes, all the way to routing, and we handle the last mile as well, so that farmers and artisans can actually tap into now an e-commerce grocery channel from their local farm. They can manage their e-commerce channel with a very easy-to-use online portal where they manage their listings and customers and prices and so on, but also availability, sell limits, inventory control, things of that nature. The consumers find these products in an online marketplace that we've built. Currently, we have over 10,000 customers transacting on this just here in the Midwest. And then on a predefined schedule, these farmers and artisans are going to bring their products to a fulfillment center that we've designed and operated according to our processes with efficiency and scalability in mind. To give you an idea, our largest fulfillment center is only 3,000 square feet. And in that tiny space, we can fulfill over 5,000 line items sourced at one time from over 100 different farmers and artisans coming to the facility, send out about 1,000 orders in last mile delivery straight to the door, all in about 2 hours time. That product's going to end up at the consumer's doorstep that same day, bringing the e-commerce convenience to the consumers in a channel that's manageable for local farmers and artisans. Moreover, this is profitable for the farmers because, unlike traditional wholesale markets, our farmers are holding on to nearly 75% of the retail dollar of the transaction that's taking place because of the efficiency we've built into the system. We have over 250 active farmers and artisans on our platform already. We have 5,000 repeat customers that they're able to tap into through this marketplace and the systems that we've built. And we're at a $1.4 million runway right now just in our seed stage in the Midwest. Yes, local food is a niche, but this niche is an important niche for farmers to be able to tap into in order to keep the next generation of farmers engaged. In our established geographies, we've already captured 2% of the e-commerce grocery market. So nationwide, this is a $1.3 billion market that we need to be able to enable farmers to tap into. The blue regions represent where we already are, and the magenta regions are where we're headed in the next year. If you know any farmers in these areas, we would love to meet them. Please find me, and we would love to talk with them, and I guarantee they'd like to talk with us. I'm a farmer myself. This is our team. I'm a farm kid, but when I was 18, I had to leave the farm. That's a familiar story. It was only by generating a farm direct-to-consumer channel that I was able to return to farming in the past several years with our fourth-generation family farm. My co-founder, Dan, though, is a logistics engineer with an MBA. He has designed and optimized fulfillment centers for some of the nation's largest grocers and food distributors. This is not only a technology e-commerce problem to solve, it is also a logistics problem to solve, and that's why we're really excited to be teamed up together. We've already proven the platform with over 250 farmers and artisans transacting on the platform, $2 million of local food transacted to date, and we are ready to capitalize and take this nationwide. Thank you.
Thank you all for taking the time, letting us come up here, show what we've been working on over the last 7 weeks. Thank you to AgriNovus, Beck's Hybrids, Ag Alumni Seed for making this possible. We're going to be around all day, so if anybody would like to talk about gBETA, or more importantly, talk to these companies about the incredible things they're doing, we'd love to have that conversation. Thank you.
So I can tell you, I got to spend a little bit of time there in the green room as that group was cycling through their presentations. And I think one of the things you realize of going through a program like that is the shared experience, not only that they have together, but how much admiration and how much support they give one another. Individuals were coming off the stage, and there were some high fives and even some hugs back there. And that's really tremendous to see, because while it's obviously pretty scary to walk out on this stage with a room full of this many amazing people to give your presentation, but to know that there are some really trusting and very supportive people behind you who are going through it at the same time. I just want you to know that these kinds of programs you can really see the benefit of. So thank you for all of the support that you've given them, and I hope you do here over our coming lunch hour. Look for some of those entrepreneurs. Look for some of the folks that have been on stage and talk to them about their experience, ask them more questions, and really sort of engage with them. So at this time, we are going to, before we break for lunch, I'm going to share, as John promised that I would, share the outcome of this morning's Startup Showcase and the People's Choice Award winner to start. Before I say the name, I do want to say, I think as you hear me sort of share some of these outcomes with you, you will realize that some of the decisions that were made by this room are incredibly reflective of the entire investment community, which means one fund likes this company, one investor believes in that company, and another investor has a completely different viewpoint. We have a very sort of mixed result in its entirety. Now, what I will say, though, is that People's Choice, ready for, I think, a slide that's going to come up, but the People's Choice Award, who you all voted for in this room, was ProteoSense. So why don't we give a big round of applause to Mark Byrne and ProteoSense. Congratulations, Mark. I have no big check. I have a slide with some confetti falling. I hope you take a picture of that, post it on social media, because it's deserving of recognition, and we really appreciate his being a part, and it just shows that through some of the things that ProteoSense has been a part of, Thrive Accelerator, and most recently being out at the Produce Marketing Association, huge annual conference out on the West Coast, and being visible there, that he's really got a great story and a lot of attention. The next piece were the judges. And we don't have a slide for the judges because we'd actually need 3 slides, which means each of our judges shared with us a company that they would invest in, and they all 3 were different. And what makes it even better, I'm not normally the person who wants to give awards to everybody, like participation style awards. I'm pretty competitive, for those of you who know me quite well. Here's what happened. Every company that pitched this morning was picked by someone. So the 3 judges, I won't say who picked who, you can go find the judges and ask for their personal choice, but the 3 judges chose Gelitex, Rabbit Tractors, and FairPro. So at the end of the day, we ended up with 4 startups in front of you that, like I said, are very reflective of the way that investments and the way that decision-making takes place. There's a unique point of view, there's a unique market, and there's something that resonates with each and every one of you. But I do want to, again, thank those startups and those entrepreneurs for being with us. So thanks again very much to all of you.